What's up everybody, and welcome to our new series of Tutorial Tuesdays. Every other Tuesday we're going to come out with a video showing you how to do something to take care of your knife. And today I'm going to show you how to use a fixed angle sharpening system like this WorkSharp Precision Adjust. And I'll show you how to sharpen it using this, the Kershaw Iridium. So first what you're going to do is you're going to open up these jaws and you're going to clamp the knife into place. You're going to want to do so in a way that the edge is parallel with this line on the jaw. And you're going to push it tight. You do not want this thing moving on you. Once you're good and solid in there, you're going to take yourself a Sharpie and you're going to make a mark all the way along the edge like this. It's not a huge deal if it gets off the edge and up on the surface of your blade like this, because you can just take an alcohol swab and that'll come right off. Then you're going to take the finest grit you have available. In the case of this sharpener, it is this ceramic hone, and you're going to just come and take a little swipe on that edge and see if it starts removing the Sharpie. This one is right about perfect actually, but if you need to adjust it up or down, you twist this little knob and you want to make sure you are removing that Sharpie mark. And if you're doing that, that means your edge angle is set properly. And then you don't have to worry about it because it is fixed into place. So now you're going to use different grits of a progression to get this knife as sharp as you possibly can. If the knife is extremely dull, you're going to start with low grits. Grit refers to how many chunks of abrasive material are within a square inch of the sharpening. So the lower the number, the more grit there is and the faster it will remove it. So we won't use any of the 200 or 320s over here. We're gonna skip straight to 600 because we don't have a whole lot of work to do here. We just wanna tune that edge up. The way you do it is you take your stone and your rod, you attach it to the system, and then you start sharpening like this. So you want to do this until you feel what's called a burr coming out the other side of your edge. So if your edge looks like this, a burr is a little flange that comes over this way that you create when sharpening. If you don't get a burr, you're never going to get a sharp edge. And you're going to feel across the bottom of the blade looking for that burr. And you want to feel it all the way across the knife. Looks like we're missing it right here at the tip, and we're missing some here at the heel. So we're going to go and give those areas a little bit more love. But not too much. Don't press too hard and don't try to rush through this. It's a labor of love. All right, we got ourselves a burr. Now we're gonna push this button on the back, rotate the knife around, and repeat the same process with the same grit we just finished on the other side. You may wonder why I'm using this sawing motion. It's because doing so creates a vertical scratch pattern, which will make your knife cut a little bit easier in the end. All right, we're getting sharp. I think we're ready to move up to the next grit. We're gonna go back to the side we were just on. And now when we hit this, it's gonna start removing that burr that we just moved back to the other side. All right, and then lastly, we're going to graduate to our ceramic hone. Like the other stones we've used, this one isn't abrasive. It is just a very fine abrasive, and what it's doing is it is removing the burr and polishing up the little scratches that are already there. And then to finish off the process, we're gonna use a leather strop to remove the burr and do any final polishing that may need to be done. And with this one, instead of doing those sawing motions like I was doing, you are just going to drag away from the edge like this. Leather does a really good job of snagging onto the burr and pulling it away, and you might see a little bit of dark blackness appearing in the leather. That's because it's removing metal. And then this green compound you're seeing is actually a polishing agent, which holds onto the leather very nicely as well. Makes for a nice, well-finished edge. Pro tip, stropping is what separates the boys from the men with sharpening. And then, give your edge a little bit of a touch, and I think that is sharp enough for me. Next up, you're going to remove your knife from the sharpener, and I like to rub it on my hand just a little bit, see how things are looking and feeling, and that is nice and sharp. Let's see. Popping a few hairs right here and there, that is plenty sharp for my needs. And if you don't want to test sharpness by trying to shave a hair, maybe you shave your arms already or you just don't want to put an edge to yourself, a piece of paper will work just fine. As long as it's cutting nice and easy, it's going to be a great sharpening experience for you. So these sharpeners do a very good job with smaller knives like this Kershaw Iridium. However, for bigger knives, they do have some drawbacks because the edge will change the further out you go from the pivot. So make sure that this works for your knife. Also, if your knife has a strange grind, these calipers may have a hard time pinching it and providing you a consistent angle. But if your knife works well with these sharpeners, it is really hard to get a sharper edge than anything that you can get off of one of these. I love these sharpeners. My personal favorite is the Work Sharp Precision Adjust Pro, which you can get at bladehq.com, as well as many awesome sharpeners just like these from Wicked Edge, from KME, Edge Pro, and a few others. So if you like knives or sharpeners, head on over to bladehq.com and treat yourself, and we'll see you on the next one.